Whenever I see the Screen Gems logo pop up on screen anywhere, I can be certain of one thing. This movie's probably gonna suck ass through a straw. Especially back in the early 2000s, when Screen Gems was farting out crap like Resident Evil Apocalypse and with like Half Past Dead. Everybody remember that movie? And then you have John Carpenter, arguably one of the greatest horror directors of our time. The Thing, The Fog, Christine, They Live. Do I really need to go on? So when you have talent on Carpenter's level colliding with the level of assness that Screen Gems is known for, one of them is probably gonna cancel the other out. Man, I sure hope it's not Carpenter. God damn it. You know, I remember seeing this movie on Blockbuster shelves back when I was a kid. Just even back then, I was like, I'd see the cover and I'd be like, the fuck is this? Like, why does the villain on the cover look like he bought a Kiss costume off of like Temu? And like, isn't that the chick that like played the alien that like ate dudes after banging them and then like a praying mantis? I don't know, I haven't seen Species in a long time. I don't remember if that was the plot or not. So in the year 2176, a group of Martian space police consisting of Natasha Henstridge, Pam Grier, Clea Duvall from the faculty, gotta talk about that one someday, Jason Statham with hair. Look, I'm just gonna say it. Seeing this dude with like a receding hairline, it feels illegal, doesn't it? Like I walked in on a gang hit that I wasn't supposed to witness, you know? It's like The Rock and Vin Diesel. These guys are just so synonymous with like the badass bald motherfucker look. Just seeing them with hair, it feels so wrong. It's disgusting. Anyway, they're tasked with picking up and transporting a criminal called Desolation Williams from an outpost. And I bet with a name that badass and the movie's top billing, you can't tell who plays Desolation Williams. But once they get to the outpost, they find that it's deserted, minus all the dead bodies lying around. Oh yeah, and the train they use for transport is called the Transmarinera. What, like fucking pasta? After a brief stint of mystery, mainly our characters wandering around an empty set for like 15 minutes, they suddenly start getting attacked by a bunch of people at the outpost who are now deranged psychos with a fetish for body modification. And to this movie's credit, the practical effects were done by Greg Nicotero, one of the best special effects guys in the industry right now. So at least that looks decent. Can't say the same for whoever did the set though. I mean, it's top notch. This doesn't at all feel like somebody gave the intern the company credit card and said, go to Home Depot, buy anything that looks like it belongs in the future. Like when I see the sets like this, for some reason it just kind of reminds me of shitty movies from like the 90s, like Carnosaur, and like all those Asylum movies. I can't believe I'm comparing a John Carpenter movie to something the Asylum did, but this looks like something the Asylum did. Apparently they shot all the exteriors in like some New Mexico quarry. I don't know, it looks like a soundstage to me, but apparently it's a quarry. They never go outside this little area, so I don't know. Like, you could have told me this was filmed for like a small budget on a soundstage, I'd believe it, because you never see beyond these mountains. But once the action starts, oh boy, it quickly devolves into the most 2000s, early 2000s action that you've ever seen. It's just a mental assault. Rapid cuts, editing, fucking so many wipe transitions. I don't know why they felt the need to throw that in there. There's so many of them. If you made a drinking game out of how many wipe transitions this movie had, you'd be dead by the like halfway mark. And all the music is just the most generic sounding like rock shit you've ever heard.
Come on, you mindless motherfuckers!
And that blows my mind because apparently the music for this was done by John Carpenter. I mean, other people helped him, but the majority of the music was done by John Carpenter. John Carpenter is known for making some pretty decent music, so what the hell happened here? Like, if you saw any of these scenes outside of the context of the movie, you would immediately think, just by looking at it and hearing it, oh yeah, that's from something that came out in like 2000, 2001. And it just goes on for so long that my friend Riley, yeah, you didn't think I was gonna call you out, did you? Was distracting me the entire time I was watching this, and I still didn't miss anything. I was legitimately sitting there and like my phone would go off and it'd be like, oh, they still shooting each other? Okay, yeah. And when they're not assaulting your senses, the story is being spoon-fed to you in the stupidest ways possible. So when we aren't actually seeing what's going on at the colony, it keeps cutting back to Natasha's character talking about what happened, like this is trying to be A Few Good Men or some shit. And then when that isn't happening, we're getting flashbacks from before they even got to the colony. So the movie itself is a flashback within flashbacks. Holy Christ. So what's making all these people insane, do you ask? Is it a virus? It's just being on Mars, like messing with their psyche? No. They're getting ear-fucked by a space fart because Mars is mad that people live on it.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Okay, so let me elaborate just a little bit. The space fart is actually the spirits of like an ancient Martian civilization, and like scientists accidentally open up like a cave that releases the space fart. You know, even when I elaborate, it still sounds stupid as fuck. Anyway, apparently once one of the possessed people's killed, the spirit just kind of jumps to someone else, which is all fine and dandy, but the movie makes it seem like it's very, very easy for the spirits to possess you. So why isn't the entire cast possessed, like, right off the bat? They're killing more than enough of the bad guys that you'd think there'd be so many space farts in the air, it'd be like dodging mosquitoes. Whatever, man. You know what's funny is the only person in the entire movie who's actually capable of fighting off the spirit possession is Natasha's character, and the only reason she's able to do that is because she's tripping balls. No joke. She takes some pill, I don't remember what the hell they called it, but she takes some pill and she trips balls at the beginning of the movie, and then apparently that drug is what is. Moral of the story is apparently drugs save lives. Do drugs, don't actually do drugs. YouTube's gonna see this and be like, oh, demonetized. He's advocating drug use, fuck me. So according to the fine folks over at Wikipedia, John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars is considered a cult film. And as we all know, Wikipedia is the ultimate source of information. Look, I don't get it. This movie's ass. In later interviews, John Carpenter would like be on record and like say that this movie was intentionally supposed to be tongue-in-cheek and that it was supposed to be a comedy. But that kind of reminds me of like back when The Room came out, you know, that Tommy Wiseau movie, and everybody just shit all over it because of how bad it was, and Tommy Wiseau came out and was just like, listen guys, it was supposed to be that way. It was supposed to be funny. I don't think that was the case. I think they just saw the reception to it and they're like, oh fuck, we better save face real quick here. And Ghosts bombed. It bombed hard. This thing cost $28 million and it only made $14 million. Like, it literally cut its budget in half, which is hilarious when you consider that the movie ends with one of those sequel bait endings.
If you ever want to come to the other side, you make a hell of a crook.
You'd make a hell of a cop. Nah.
Let's just kick some ass.
It's what we do best.
Like, they were so confident that they were like, hell yeah, dude, we're doing a number 2. Ice Cube was quoted as saying, I don't like that movie. I'm a big fan of John Carpenter, and the only reason I did it was because John Carpenter directed it. But they really didn't have the money to pull off the special effects. That feels like a really nice way of saying this was a shitty movie to be in. But you know what I want to do? One day, mark my words, I'm gonna do it. If I ever meet Ice Cube in person, I'm gonna make him sign a copy of Ghosts of Mars just to see what his reaction is.